Hi, this is Ken Berry. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson welcoming you back to TV Confidential, radio talk show about television. It is not every day that you get to talk to an angel, folks, but that is exactly what we are going to do right now, because on the line with us is award-winning actress, designer, entrepreneur, and philanthropist, Jaclyn Smith. Everyone listening tonight knows Jaclyn Smith as Kelly Garrett on the original Charlie's Angels. 80% of women between the ages of 35 and 60 know Jaclyn for her brand of products, including her line of clothing, furnishing, and now fabrics available through Kmart, and more recently, her skincare products and line of wigs. Jaclyn Smith also recently launched the Spencer collection, a line of infant wear that she started with her daughter, and which prominently features her granddaughter. We'll ask Jaclyn about this and more in just a second. But first, Jaclyn Smith, welcome to TV Confidential.
Well, happy to be talking to you today.
Happy to be talking to you, and since it's within the first 10 days of January, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. It's all the beginning of a fabulous and exciting year, I think.
Yeah, I mean, what's been fun is just reading up on you and doing some of my Jaclyn Smith homework before our conversation today. Given that your mom was a designer, it's really not surprising that you branched into designing women's clothing.
Well, I hold Kmart responsible in so many ways. They educated me about the mass market, about my customer, about design. I mean, I think I've always loved design, and you know what you like to wear, and you know what colors you like to put into something. But it's so much more than just that. It's more than the design, and it's about being able to meet the needs of, certainly my line at Kmart, of many sizes and shapes, of many lifestyles. And that was our goal, to design fashionable clothes at an affordable price. And they've been an educator for me in the mass market, which is not always easy, because it's nice to go and say, okay, I can pay $100 for a blouse, but to produce that blouse at $30 or $15 is a little more challenging.
It's more challenging, and to maintain quality.
Quality is important.
Mm-hmm.
The details, that makes the difference, and I think they're masters of the game in that, and I've learned so much. Where to put a button, when we can embroidery, how we bring the price point down. You know, I have a team of designers I work with from all over the world, all age groups, so there's a lot of points of view that go into it. I have a very strong point of view, but I know it's really about teamwork that makes it work, because it's not just one point of view that makes something work, and the cohesiveness of my group at Kmart has just been phenomenal. And with my new endeavor, the layette, which is inspired by my granddaughter, I brought my daughter in, who has a wonderful sense of style, color, and she brought another whole element, and it was great bringing three generations together. I mean, I think it was, I would say, the high point of all my 32 years at Kmart, and that's 32 years. I'm very proud of that number.
Jaclyn Smith has been the face of the Jaclyn Smith collection at Kmart for more than 32 years. She's branched out in many ways over the past year, including the Spencer. Is it the Spencer collection or the Spencer layette? I want to get it right.
It says Spencer. It's a layette collection. It's Spencer by. It will in the store be Spencer by Jaclyn, but it is my daughter's dream, and she's really the force behind that, because when she knew she was pregnant, I mean, she knew exactly what she wanted to put on her baby, and we sort of took all that, thought about it, and created this beautiful layette. A layette, a lot of people don't even know the term layette, but that's what you take the baby home from the hospital. So there's a onesie, there's a blanket, there's a hat, a swaddle, and, you know, it's all you need to get home and get home in style. Of course, we have other things. We have sweaters, and we have little sets of all onesies, all little stretch pants. It's very well coordinated, and our little icon is a fox. She loved the Fox. So it's for boys and girls. It's just very easy to shop, very easy to size, and it's been very successful.
And your granddaughter, Bea, who is part of the face of the campaign, the print ads and the television and video campaign, if I may say so, Jacqueline, she seems like a natural.
She's a natural, and she steals the show. Don't be on screen or in a picture with a baby or dogs, I get it.
Yeah.
But we did a commercial, and she had this perfect laugh at the end. Her mother and I are modeling clothes, and we come out, and she looks at us, and she laughs. And, you fall in love immediately. So, yeah, she's the star. She's the light. Yeah, it's just quite amazing, And I guess she comes by it. Her mother was very comfortable in front of the camera, too, so she comes by it naturally.
And, working with your daughter, that kind of speaks to part of your personal brand, Jacqueline. Your family has always been important to you, the values you learned from your mother and your father, you kept and they stayed with you throughout your career. You never compromised from those values, and it's evident that you've passed those values on to the second and now third generation in your family.
Well, nothing's more important to me than family. It's the only lasting thing. It's the forever in life. It's, I was lucky with the best parents in the world. And hopefully my children feel the same. And, all decisions were made around my children. So, yes, you're very right. And just, I feel like I've got the best of the best.
Well, we're certainly talking to the best of the best. Our guest this hour is Jaclyn Smith. Everyone knows Jacqueline as Kelly Garrett from the original Charlie's Angels. Jacqueline recently launched the Spencer Layette collection of infant wear for boys and girls, available at Kmart. To learn more about it, go to JaclynSmith.com. Jacqueline also recently launched a new line of skincare products, all of which were designed with anti-aging ingredients, with retinol antioxidants and peptides. All 7 products in Jacqueline's skincare collection were designed with the help of her husband, Dr. Brad Allen. To learn more about skincare products, go to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com. And Jacqueline, given that you started your television career doing a lot of commercials for soap and makeup products, to me it seems like you've come full circle in developing your own skincare line. Did one have anything to do with the other? What led you to create that product to serve your customers?
Well, I think, I've been lucky enough to work with very fine makeup artists and skincare people and hair people, and you do pick up tips. I have been pretty much, not a person that changes my skincare routine. I'm not a slave to it. I believed in certain things, and a lot of mine came from dermatologists. So being married to a doctor, he could take those, break them down, analyze them, and then enhance them. Every year something comes out new. I guess retinol being the gold standard of anti-aging. That's something that'll see you through, and it diminishes pores and brown spots and lines. Hyaluronic acid, peptides. He put all the newest ingredients in everything from the sunblock. My day cream has UVA, UVB, hyaluronic acid, peptides. So it has it all in there. So it's like 4 creams in one. He even put pearl dust, diamond dust, which reflects light. So therefore, when you reflect light on a cream, you sort of reflect against lines. I love my day cream because even after I've made up my face, during the day I can take a sponge, put it on, and it sort of, refreshes and diminishes lines and just the day. It diminishes the day. The eye cream, so you have 7 different products. You can buy them individually or buy them all in the kit, which is about, I think, $121, $129, or buy them individually. So I was lucky that I had a very smart husband who happens to be a pediatric heart surgeon. So it was a labor of love for him because people would say, what do you use on your skin? And it was just a wonderful opportunity to give my customer something that of value. Again, we sell it online to keep the price down, which is important because I know my customer looks to me for that, for quality, but, an affordable price point.
To learn more about all 7 products in Jacqueline's skincare collection, go to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com, JacquelineSmithBeauty.com. And if you go to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com, not only will you learn about all the products, you'll learn about the research and the science that went into creating these products. So there's a lot of information to absorb. Now, did you say that one of your products is like a sunblock?
The day cream has UVA and UVB.
Okay.
Sunblock is very important because the ozone layer is disappearing, and we really need protection. I mean, we need protection driving. So my husband was pretty fanatical on that. Also, when I said retinol, sometimes it's not, when you go to the drugstore and you see things, it's not pure retinol. So you have to really read a label to know what you're getting. There's an exfoliator, there's an eye cream, there's a body cream, and there's 2 night creams, one with a retinol and one a repairing night cream that's more gentle on your skin. Some people, when they first start using retinol, their skin might get a little red or peel. Mine didn't because I'm used to using it for, I've used it for quite a while. And, basically all my adult life. So it's something I believe in. And when they say the gold standard of anti-aging, I truly believe that.
Well, it's interesting. In the last year, I saw a dermatologist to have something checked out. And one of the things, when he found out that I like to walk every day, he said, well, do you wear sunblock? And I said no. And I realized that was a very stupid thing to say because, for like a lot of people, I assume you only wear sunblock when you go to the beach or when you're sunbathing. But it's common sense if you want to take care of your skin, especially whether you walk or, as you mentioned, whether you drive, if that's a part of your life.
That's very wise because you get the UV ray, you get it no matter what. Walking outside, and thank goodness you are walking, that's very good. Exercise would be something I would put in as a very important part of a regime, but you do need sunblock. You definitely do.
And you can learn more about the day cream, sunblock, and the 6 other products in Jacqueline's skincare collection by going to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com, JacquelineSmithBeauty.com. Now, we mentioned in our open that you also branched out into designing a line of wigs for women. Now, what led you to do that?
Well, wigs, it's as much a fashion statement as a necessity for certain people. I'm a breast cancer survivor. I didn't have to do chemo, which I thank God every day for, but many women, I traveled the country for about 2 years, not 2 months, 2 years, informing women on breast cancer risk factors, which many women are naive or put themselves on the back burner. And I'd see women who were going through chemo, who just wore a scarf, who didn't really put the time in to think, a wig might make me feel pretty and better and healthier. And so when I had the opportunity to design a line of wigs with SC Direct, I thought this is not only a fashion statement, but a necessity for a lot of women. And every year, I design with my dear friend Jose Bear. We go to City of Hope, and we put wigs on women undergoing chemo, and it's like a new world. And they go out feeling so great. He has the ability to make women feel beautiful. We cut and style the wigs. The wigs, again, are very affordable, easy care.
Jaclyn Smith is with us. We will talk some more about her new line of wigs right after the break. Plus, we'll ask Jaclyn a few questions about her show business career. All that and more coming up after this quick time out here on TV Confidential.
Hi, this is Joyce Bullisan. You're listening to TV Confidential.
Ed Robertson, along with her guest Jaclyn Smith, star of Charlie's Angels, Christine Cromwell, The District, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy, Rage of Angels, George Washington, Florence Nightingale, and other films, TV movies, and miniseries. Jaclyn recently launched a new line of skincare products, all of which were designed with anti-aging ingredients with retinol antioxidants, and peptides. All 7 products in Jacqueline's skincare collection were designed with the help of her husband, Dr. Brad Allen. To learn more about them, go to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com, JacquelineSmithBeauty.com for more information on the Spencer Layette collection of infant clothing for boys and girls, as well as Jacqueline's new line of wigs. Go to JacquelineSmith.com. We will ask Jacqueline a few questions about her showbiz career later on in the segment. But first, before we went to break, we were talking about Jacqueline's new line of wigs and how the idea for that came from her own experience after surviving her bout with breast cancer in 2002. That is another example of how Jacqueline's brand reflects her values and her experience as a person.
Everything I've done in branding has had something to do with my personal life, a passion or a feeling, or can I give back in this way? And certainly with the wigs, I mean, as you see actresses today, most of them are wearing wigs. They don't want to destroy their hair, and they want to have a different look for each film. You know, I know in Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy I wore wigs, in Florence Nightingale I wore wigs, in George Washington. So it's nice to have an affordable line that's accessible to everyone.
Now, it seems to me the key to creating a good wig, not only for women, but if you were to create a wig for men. I mean, the important thing is to make it look natural to the naked eye, but also so that it feels natural to the person wearing it. Was that part of your consideration?
Absolutely, and SC Direct has mastered sort of a silicone gel that goes inside for people that are doing chemo, so the wig adheres and is comfortable and not scratchy or hot. I think also the key to making a wig look natural is you don't just take it out of the box and put it on and think, boom, it's ready. You have to cut it, you have to style it, and, you know, you take it to a hairdresser. Hopefully you take it to one that knows your face. They might have to trim the bangs or thin it. You don't want too much hair in the wig because then it sometimes looks like a hat. So I have a wig shoot coming up, and on everything we do, the wig is styled to cut and styled to my face.
And if you go to JacquelineSmith.com, there are several stills of Jacqueline modeling some of the wigs that are available through her new line of wigs. You go to JacquelineSmith.com, and again, it goes back to it. It looks natural. It doesn't look like a hat. So it looks. You could tell it is contoured to the individual's face.
Right, and the key to that is having a stylist you trust who will make that wig, make it look like your own, and you'll feel great. And you know, even if you're just having a bad hair day, you put it on, or you know, I have very curly hair, and sometimes if I'm at the beach and it's really curly, you know, I might just put a wig on because it's easier than going and blowing out and doing your thing. So I think it's a fashion accessory, and it can be a necessity for many women. And I think certainly women going through chemo or facing so many days of not feeling their best, put on a wig and, you know, you feel normal. You feel healthy again.
Before we started recording, Jacqueline, we were talking about how one of the most important things an entrepreneur has to do is, before they start anything, is finding something that people need and then developing a product or a solution that addresses that need. Now, most of your career over the past 30 years, the basic need you've addressed is clothing, which you've branched out, obviously, into skincare and wigs. What led you to branch out into home furnishings?
Well, I do have some home furnishings at Kmart, which would be sheets and towels and home accessories. But my fabric line is with Trend. Trend is owned by Fabricut, and I have a line of fabrics that are so beautiful that, I mean, they're very expensive looking. We have them in our home, but again, the price point, the quality, again, I've been very fortunate to partner with David Feiner at Trend because he's the master of the game of that. I mean, he has very many lines in our design center. Mine is moderately priced, but I go from linens to velvets to boucle to chintz to, it's just a variety of looks. And if you ask me what is my true passion, it would be home. So I'm a frustrated interior designer, always, creating a new look or a new fabric or recovering or slip covering. I love fabrics. I've loved them from a little girl. I probably redecorated my room. My mother was very understanding. We have to do this, we have to do that, and she'd let me do it, and we'd do it together, and it's beautiful memories. And so that's what Trend is about, my love of fabrics.
Well, and that kind of circles back to what we said a little while ago, Jacqueline, is that, so much of your brand, so much of your products reflects who you are as a person. And we talked about how important family always has been to you. And, family and home, they're like one and one.
Absolutely. So when you say what I've done reflects me, it does. It's all my passions. It's something I believe in. So when you believe in it and you enjoy it, it's really not work. I've been very fortunate to have wonderful partners that respect my point of view. I respect theirs. We've worked well together. I've been so lucky, really. And I haven't taken on things that I don't personally believe in. Like I say, Kmart, paved the way because that's what I first did, branding. And it just taught me everything I needed to know about how you produce a product and maintain the quality and keep changing and evolving to interest your customer. You never stay the same. You always have to go out on that limb because that's where the fruit is. And you just keep challenging yourselves, and that's what we've done. And it's just been great because I think, I start as a ballet dancer, and I go to acting, and I love it. All this comes under the same umbrella, though, being an artist. It's so nice to have plans where when I'm not doing a movie, I can design a beautiful outfit or go into this layette that took a year in the development, the research that goes into it, the meetings, it's invigorating, it's challenging, and I just feel very fortunate to still be at it and doing all these fun things.
It seems to me, just listening to you, Jacqueline, it seems to me that one of the reasons why you succeed in business is it comes down to the basic, you listen. You listen to what your customers are telling you when partners come to you, such as Trend, such as Jose Ibert. You listen to what they have to say in developing the product. And in that respect, it's not that far removed from your background as a performer, because acting at least I'm not an actor, but as I understand it, acting comes down to listening to the moment, to what your acting partner is giving you in the scene, and reacting to what's going on.
You're exactly right. That is exactly what acting is. It's playing off the other person. The story is in the eyes. And if you don't connect and you're in your own world, then nothing shows up on the screen. So that's it. It's the exchange of ideas and emotions and feelings, and, that's what makes it work. And when it does, it's so exciting. It's exciting to say 32 years later, I'm still here, we're still going. I've branched into new areas with Trend, with SC Direct, with my skincare. It's nice to be challenged, and I think you do need to go in life in new directions to be challenged. You can't stay in one place. You have to evolve.
We're talking to actress and entrepreneur Jaclyn Smith. Jacqueline recently launched a new line of skincare products, all of which were designed with anti-aging ingredients, with retinol, antioxidants, and peptides. All 7 products in the collection were designed with the help of Jacqueline's husband, Dr. Brad Allen. To learn more about them, go to JacquelineSmithBeauty.com for more information on the Spencer collection of infant clothing, as well as Jacqueline's new line of wigs. Go to JacquelineSmith.com. For more information on the Spencer Layette collection of infant clothing, as well as Jacqueline's new line of wigs and fabrics and furnishings, go to JaclynSmith.com. For more information on Jacqueline's skincare products, go to JaclynSmithBeauty.com. One of the fun things about doing this program, Jacqueline, is learning.
You're learning a lot. I'm very proud of you. You get it right every time. Yeah, boy. You've got it down.
Well, thank you. One of the things I learned, I knew you were from Houston. I learned that you love baseball. So I have to ask you, who did you root for in this past World Series, the Dodgers or the Astros?
I rooted for the Astros.
Woohoo!
No, I'm a Dodger fan, but I had to go back to my roots, Houston.
Like a lot of people in Los Angeles, I'm a transplant. So I follow the Dodgers, but they're not my first team. So,
who's your first team?
My first team is the Giants. I will admit it. So.
Oh boy, my husband's right alongside with you. You don't want to be in the room when the game's going on. Too loud.
Yeah. But the great thing about this past World Series is that it didn't matter. I mean, like a lot of people, I lost. I mean, I was sleep deprived after Game 5, the one that went on forever. So it was.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It was exciting.
It was exciting, and of course, you being a native of Houston, and this speaks to another aspect of your brand. It's about giving back. I mean, you mentioned City of Hope as one of the many charities that you work with and support, but you also were very active in the relief efforts of Hurricane Harvey.
Absolutely, and I also work with Ability First, formerly the Crippled Children of Southern California. Not just children, but young adults, disabled, and we changed the name to Ability First. So, I think that's an important part of my life, too, to give back and to work to change things. Being married to a doctor, I know that research is our future.
Mm-hmm.
So even the Farrah Fawcett Foundation, we're constantly paving way for new research, giving money to Stand Up to Cancer, to different doctors that want to make possible the HPV vaccination for young boys. I mean, girls get it, but boys don't. If they do, it would cut down so much of the anal cancers that we are seeing today. So it's important for celebrities who do have a voice somewhat to call attention. As you saw in the Golden Globes.
Yes.
With everybody in black. Boy, that was a strong message, wasn't it?
Very, 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 very strong message. One of the things we like to talk about on our show, Jacqueline, is people who use people who understand that when you've been gifted with the level of celebrity that was bestowed upon you as a result of Charlie's Angels. I love hearing stories. My colleagues love hearing stories of people who try to use their celebrity in as positive ways as possible, and you have certainly done that in so many ways, not only with your charitable work, but with certainly meeting the needs of your customers.
Yes, I'm proud of my relationship with my customer. I know my customer. They communicate to me when they like something, when something isn't quite right, and I think that is the key to a successful brand. If you don't have that communication and that relationship, and I think I established it because when I first launched, I traveled the country once every month to a new city, shook hands, met my customer, and I still have some of those customers. So I think that's certainly been a plus for me.
Well, no, it goes back to not only providing something that answers a basic need, but creating loyalty. And that's always a changing thing because people's needs change, and so clearly you wouldn't be the success that you are over the past 32 years if you didn't continue to listen to what your customers are telling you and provide them what they need at as high quality as possible, but at a price that remains affordable.
Right. And I think when you say loyalty, that's the key. Mm-hmm. Loyalty, truth. I think my customer believes me. And they believe me because we established that relationship early on, and I maintained it alongside Kmart. They helped me do it. We did it, and certainly my product we're very proud of.
You mentioned playing Jacqueline Kennedy a few minutes ago. You mentioned playing Florence Nightingale. Is it harder to play a real person than a fictional character, or do you approach the character the same way regardless of whether they are a real person or not?
Well, certainly to play Jacqueline Kennedy was that was a little frightening, because even though at the time I played her, she was very familiar pictorially, but we didn't really see her speaking and talking as much as we see first ladies today. Mm-hmm. They're out there, they're running for president. But Jacqueline, I always admired even as a young girl. So to capture her was sort of, frightening, mm-hmm. that I might not do justice because she is bigger than life to me.
Yeah.
But they supplied me with a dialect coach. You put on her clothes, everything to create the character, the wigs, the makeup, the darkening of my eyebrows, and all of a sudden you feel you're in her skin. So I had beautiful words, like in the last scene, Theodore White's words in the book In Search of History. Mm-hmm. I think anybody could have delivered those words and been fine, because she had carefully designed those. And I think later when you hear his interviews, he said, I don't know if this was exactly, if there was a little fiction thrown in here, but she created Camelot. And he said I was going to print every word, and I got to say those words in the ending monologue in Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. So it's much harder to play, to answer your question, it's much harder to play a person that is pictorially and is familiar to us. Mm-hmm. She was our first lady. Everybody looked up to her. So, yes, that was daunting. As far as Sally Fairfax and George Washington, mm-hmm. people didn't know her, but she was maybe his heartthrob. Florence Nightingale, she's not as familiar to us. But, again, I had, the dilemma of the English dialect. Southern and the English is close, so I had the same dialect coach with me,
yeah.
Robert Easton, who's no longer with us, but a master of just, he was so helpful. He listened to every word. He had speakers, earphones on. So, I had that help. I think, again, we talk about what goes into making a line of clothes mm-hmm. or a movie. It's teamwork. And that's what makes it fun, too. I mean, you walk away and they're your friends for life. Some you keep in touch with, some you don't. But in that confine of that time, you're a family.
One of your, you mentioned teamwork. One of the early members of your acting team, as I understand, is Lou Antonio. Now, I watch a lot of 70s television. Whether that stunts my development, I don't know. But Lou, he acted on pretty much every show in the 70s and 80s, and he was a very prolific director. How did you connect with him, and what did you learn from him?
Oh, my gosh, I can't believe you're talking about Lou. He has a new book out called Cool Hand Lou.
Ooh.
And it's his life in the theater. I mean, he's worked with Strasberg, Kazan, all the greats. He teaches at the Actors Studio. He was brought in to direct me in a MacLeod, because it was my first thing, and I was really not that good. Mm-hmm. And Dennis Weaver, I said, maybe you should get somebody else. I don't know if I'm up to this role. He said, nope, you're going to do it. And I'm going to bring in a director that's going to work with you. And that was Lou Antonio. We are very close friends. He's my daughter's godfather, and I adore Lou, and I respect Lou, and he's one of the smartest men I know, and one of the most talented. And his book is amazing. So I recommend it to everybody. Cool Hand Lou. A lot of little snippets of his life with Paul Newman, Colleen Dewhurst, George C. All the great. Julie Harris, Lee Remick, all the people he worked with, and he's worked with everybody. So I think it's a great book for a young actor to read.
Well, I'm going to look that I'm going to look that up, because and if the book is out now, maybe he might consider doing my program. But
I think he would consider doing your program.
Well, I will work on that.
Yeah, if you need my help, because I want people to read his book. It's enlightening, and it's educational, and I think actors will come away not only just learning something, but enjoying his experiences.
Okay, I may take you up on that, but a couple more questions, if I may. With everything else you do, I mean, you still find time to act.
Yeah.
What do you look for when you consider a character? And does what you look for today, is that different than what you looked for earlier in your career?
No, I look for a character I think I can bring something to, a character that is different from the last, something that makes me want to turn the page, something that interests me. No different. I think roles have changed, certainly, today, and there's so many things, you know, with cable, and you don't even know what to watch when you turn on TV today, but a lot of great things happening. So, no, I would say I look at a script. Do I root for somebody? Do I not? What makes me want to turn the page? But, you know, it's all in the written word. And if it isn't there, then I don't think you have anything.
Is there anything else about the Spencer Layette collection, your skincare line, your fabric line? Is there anything else about your products that I have not asked you that you want our listeners to know about?
No, you've been excellent, I must say. And again, my website has everything in major detail and pictures, and it's even easier to understand when you go to the website. So I think you've been very amazing to let me talk about all the things I've done. I appreciate that. And I can't believe you brought up Lou. You've covered your bases, you know. It's a home run.
Well, thank you. I hope we'll have a chance to chat again one of these days.
Okay. I look forward to it.
For more information on the Spencer Layette collection of infant clothing for girls and boys, as well as Jacqueline's upcoming new line of wigs and her line of fabrics, go to JaclynSmith.com, JaclynSmith.com. Also a reminder that Jacqueline has a new line of skincare products, all of which were designed with anti-aging ingredients, with retinol antioxidants, and peptides. All 7 products in Jacqueline's skincare collection were designed with the help of her husband, Dr. Brad Allen. To learn more about them, go to JaclynSmithBeauty.com, JaclynSmithBeauty.com.